What a game we have coming up here. A top 10 team perhaps walking right into a trap. As any fan of college football knows, when you go on the road, you never know what you might run into. Welcome, everyone, to the Woodshed, East Lansing, Michigan. Spartans Stadium on the banks of the Red Cedar and home to Michigan State. As we'll see, the winners of 7 straight, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on a team that ranks in the top 5 in this conference, the Michigan State Spartans. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Wolverines offense will have the football first. When the Spartans and Wolverines tangled last year, Michigan came out on top by a touchdown, 24-17. Neither team really had vintage seasons, but for the Wolverines, beating both of their rivals had to alleviate some of the disappointment.
It certainly did. I think anytime they're playing a rivalry game, it really comes down to the mistakes and not turning the football over. That was the difference in the game last year. Sparty turned it over once. Michigan did not. Colson Loveland had a big game at tight end for the Wolverines. I think in this game, David, who takes care of the football the best? I think that determines who wins.
Yeah, and Michigan State had almost 100 yards more of offense, so they moved the football, but you're right. It's those critical mistakes. And Michigan, last year, very successful against their rivals. Can they continue that trend?
Completing a forward pass was much like solving the Rubik's Cube for Michigan a year ago. But now, Jesse, they have the nation's top recruit in Bryce Underwood, and the key is to develop him.
Yes, because he is the future for Michigan. There is no question about it. You just saw just 2 seasons ago when you've got a quarterback who's dynamic, who's highly recruited and developed, a guy like J.J. McCarthy, the sky's the limit for Michigan. You can win national championships. That's the hope for the Wolverines moving forward.
The give to the tailback. Dragged down at the 39, but he's got 5 yards, and they'll move the sticks.
And on second down, a lot of times, I don't know why, you just, as a defense, you go pass. You think passing situations, passing downs. Really good job by the offense, committing to the run.
There he goes. No one there to stop him, except the fella in the striped shirt who threw the penalty flag. This one might be coming back. And that is a punch right in the gut to make a play like that and have a penalty wipe it out. And the Wolverines are on the move. Out of the gun to give to the back. Across the 35. They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
Worked it down to the 22-yard line, give him 5 on the carry. This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting him know it's going to be a long day. Looking downfield, it's Underwood. He's got the back in the middle. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
Well, it's a great job by the quarterback there, understanding you're being blitzed, you know you're not going to be able to hold on to it very long, so find the back, get it into his hands quickly, let him go pick up the first.
Brought down, but not before he bowled his way inside the 10 to the 8. Going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer.
And talking to the OC this week, getting this running back going was step number one, was priority number one. He said it makes the whole offense go. Like, he is the bell cow. He is the guy. This all
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Michigan.
What a luxury for an offense to have. The ability to set the tone on the ground, giving that guy the football time after time, making offense easy, being physical, and really setting the tone for this football game.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And a really nice job by the kick team to get down there and make sure they limit that return. The Spartans offense has its first opportunity of the day. They are going to be met up front by a defensive line group that is going to make life miserable on the offensive line and the quarterback and this whole offense, David.
And this offense is fully aware of the challenge in front of them. This defensive line is quick, they're physical, they're powerful, they wreck game.
Breaks into the open. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground. Setting up for a 1st and 10 from the 26. To the air, it's Childs. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. Fast, physical, and disruptive. Michigan has a rich and storied history of guys up front who can make life miserable for a quarterback.
Just dudes. I mean, guys that win matchups. Guys that, you know, if it's going to be a pass rush on the outside, one-on-one on a tackle, they can go get him at the defensive end spot. We can mention names, and Hutchinson recently, one of the higher picks in the NFL draft, but always guys that play the same way.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. So why wouldn't you try to get him involved in the passing game as well? You just saw in that last play how dangerous he is.
Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24. And the Spartans will send out the punt unit. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. First play of the drive comes from the 38. Quarterback making adjustments. Try to get it to the edge. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup. Guys, let's chat about Michigan. At this point in the season, you're probably in if the playoff starts today, but it doesn't. A long way to go, and the margins will be extra thin from here on out.
No, because if the season ended today, you're basically right on the cusp outside of the top 5, so you need to keep winning. You need to keep the intensity up, playing with a sense of urgency. For the second half of the season, David, I think that's a massive key for this team.
Man, it's so hard with young kids, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old, to get them to continue to focus on the game in and game out. Not the rankings, not down the road. That'll be the challenge down the stretch.
Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Wolverines now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run. Let's take a minute to talk about Michigan. They got a boost from their high school recruiting ranks, setting the table for the future, getting a verbal commitment from a 4-star linebacker.
Yeah, it's huge for this defense, not only because of his physical traits. This guy can run, he can cover, he can blitz the passer, but he's also a tremendous leader. This guy could be the alpha on this defense for years to come.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Signals for the fair catch, and that's where they'll put it in play, just outside the 20. Michigan State has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Opening play of this drive.